Welcome to Lost Love Mystery, where every story unravels a secret. So, let's dive into another story. I have been with S for 5 years and married for 2 years. In those 7 years, everything for me was great. When we first met, it was love at first sight. I have loved her more and more over the years. My friends even made fun of me for my changed character when I was with her. Before meeting her, I was usually a cold, thought-provoking, and very hard man. My character came from my experience in the army and my parents' character. I have never been so vulnerable with anyone, not even her. So, in these 7 years, everything for me was perfect. I was doing a job that was paying me very well. I finally had some money, and I was extremely in love with the woman of my dreams. Thinking now, I was smart enough to make a trust where I put all my money and properties and gave my best friend and my sister the role of executors. I did this because my best friend was divorced, and he had to split all his money and properties with his ex-wife when she never contributed to paying a single cent. So, I did this to be protected from a possible, but at that time impossible, divorce and for emergencies because at that time I wasn't financially stable, so I needed a security net. Before the marriage, we both agreed to do a prenup where the only condition was that if someone of us cheated, he or she wouldn't have any type of alimony, which is legal in my country. The thing is that when she proposed the prenup to me, I was a bit shocked because I never thought for a second that she would cheat on me. So it came out of the blue, but I accepted it. The first year of marriage was perfect. We were healthy, thanks to my job that was paying very well. We were renting a very big and nice house. We were enjoying our lives, having amazing experiences, going to amazing places for vacations, and meeting new people and friends. Unfortunately, the second year wasn't so good because I started working with my company to sign a very big client with us. I admit that I was using all my energy for my work, and I told her this, but she was okay with it because my work was our first and only source of income since she didn't have any intention to work and was just a stay-at-home wife. I knew that my work was getting difficult, and I was always tired after it, but I tried my best to make her happy and satisfied during the stressful period of about 6 months. Many times, I put aside my personal life to prioritize her over myself, just to not make her feel sad, alone, or without attention. My routine was getting up very early in the morning, going to the gym, making breakfast for her, going to work, coming home, preparing her dinner, and then spending time with her instead of relaxing. This went on for 6 months, and after the client finally signed with us, I booked a 2-month vacation to her favorite place, Paris, to release stress and tension. The vacation went very well because I thought that we had become stronger and more in love with each other. But when we came back home, I noticed that she was changing. She became distant, cold, and always looked at her phone instead of talking with me like before. I tried to talk to her about this many times, but her excuse was personal problems and stress. So, I let it slide. This went on for 6 months. One day, I was having a very important meeting where the big boss was about to announce the raises. I was nervous because finally, my hard work and dedication were about to pay off with a big raise. I received a 30% increase in my salary because of signing the big client. After the meeting, I told my coworkers that I was about to take a couple of days of vacation to celebrate the good news, and they all agreed. So, that day, I went home early to give the announcement to my lovely wife. But when I parked my car, I heard very loud voices of someone having sex coming from my house. I thought I was hearing things because my wife should have been out shopping with her friend. But as I got nearer to the door, I heard her voice, so I took a moment to take out my phone and record the scene. When I entered, the end of the world happened. I caught her having sex with a random guy, and when I called her name, the shock on her face was absolutely priceless. After I entered and recorded for about 1 minute, the guy sneaked out of our house, partially naked and with his clothes in his hands, leaving my wife covered with a custodian. I swear to God, I wanted to destroy everything, but I was just in shock and didn't say anything. I went to my room to pack all my stuff, and she started angrily accusing me of cheating, saying that all this wasn't real and that I was just dreaming. Now, I think what she was saying was just absurd and made no sense. I took about 30 minutes to pack my stuff and drive away, and when I left that house, I just had a sense of relief as all my anger and tension were dissipating. I stayed in a hotel for a few days while my phone was bombarded with calls and texts from her. I ignored everything and changed my number. After a few more days, I contacted a lawyer and told him all about the situation. He said, "You are a smart ass. I can guarantee that despite having half of your money, she wouldn't get anything else from you." So, after a few months of no contact, I sent her the divorce papers. In those months of no contact, I heard that she found a job to barely maintain the house. When she received my divorce papers, she went to a meeting with her lawyer and mine with a big smile on her face, saying, "I did the right thing by cheating on you. I will have all your money, and I won't work for the rest of my life." My lawyer and I smiled at each other, and he put the prenup agreement on the table. She immediately understood her mistake. She would only have half of my money and nothing else. Then I started to cry and beg me to forgive her, saying that it was just a little mistake and that she loved me and all that stuff. This scene went on for 20 minutes, and finally, she signed the papers. She realized that the money she would have was enough to pay 5 months of rent on our house, and that she was totally screwed. As I was leaving, she ran after me, repeating that it was a mistake, that she loved me, that I must forgive her, and all this other crap. Nowadays, I've met a new girl, and we've been dating for a few months. I'm happy. I have a job that pays me well, and my life is happy again. From what I've heard, she stayed at our old house for a few months until the money ran out, and now she's living in a small apartment near her new job. Of course, she tried to contact me again, but I never answered her texts or calls because I didn't feel anything for her, just indifference. Thanks for watching Lost Love Mystery. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more hidden truths.